Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I am Danielle, aka Stitcherista here on YouTube, and today is going to be a stitch with me, as you can see, and it will be a true crime story time, but we are going to chat before I get into the story. So this is a voiceover. It's just so nice. It's so nice to be able to actually have you guys see me stitching or diamond painting instead of doing it live. Like I've said before, I may not always be able to do it that way, but I stitch every night. So you may see some more stitch with me's than diamond paint with me's. What I'm going to, my goal is on days that I have off, like today, I'm going to do some diamond painting, so that I'm going to record it so that I will have a diamond paint with me in the future for when I need it. And Bill has not really been fishing at all. I think he's waiting for the weather to cool down a little bit. So when he starts doing that again on a Saturday, I will definitely take that opportunity to also record a diamond paint with me. I have been so excited to get back into stitching. It's been really good. I've really been enjoying it. And I absolutely love my Erica Wilson stand that I am using in this. I purchased a new tripod for recording overhead, and I am using it for the first time in this video. And I'm going to try to get, in the next stitch with me, I'm going to try to get a little bit closer. I fooled with it and finagled with it yesterday for quite a bit to try to get the right angle, because I had it like on the left of me, and then I wound up putting it behind my chair and it's over my head. Yeah. So I will link down below the tripod I got. Now, the clamp that came with it for your phone, I actually wound up substituting a clamp that I had in my car for the tripod I have in there, because the clamp that the stand came with didn't let you. I like to use the camera on the back for recording. It didn't let you use that camera because the clamp was a solid plate, if that makes sense. So the one I had in my car literally let me rotate the phone, and so I wound up, because both, it's like a ball joint, so the other one fit, and thank God, because otherwise I was going to be buying another clamp. So on the few times that I do a car vlog, or when I go to a retreat, I usually record a vlog, I will just have to remember to bring that clamp to the car. Yeah. So I hope you guys all had a great weekend. My weekend was good. Friday, though, I worked until 10 p.m. Yeah, it was a pretty horrific day. It was, yeah. If you saw my Instagram post, the attorney, he kept saying access when he meant axis. Two totally different things. And I'm so glad at some point my boss actually asked him, "Are you saying axis or access?" Because it was literally like I felt like my brain was cracking in two. It literally was driving me insane. And then when we knew that he was saying it that way, yeah, it was just a very long and exhausting day. And we had some technical problems. So for the last 100 pages, it was only two of us. It would have been easier if our third person would have been able to be in there. Yeah. But you can see, so there are the thread came out of my needle, and I'm trying to just lick the ends of my fingers and wet the thread. But you can also see that there are some times where like when I'm finishing a section of this piece, I will end the thread on the back, and all you have to do with this stand is you just flip it up, and I can do it. And I think there's a point in this video where I do end the thread. Oh no, I finished this section after I stopped recording. And so I ended the thread, but most of the time I pull the thread to the front. You know what I mean? I explain that technique that I do. But yeah, so I was watching some floss tube. I was watching Noah Stitches when I was doing this little session, but I'm having trouble here. There we go. Yeah, absolutely love this stand. It's fantabulous. And yeah, I redid my nails yesterday too. I'm really loving those gel nails from Vanity Table. I actually bought some more of them yesterday. They come pretty quick. They ship pretty quick. And I've gotten it down pat how I do them now. It's not hard. You know, you put the stickers on because it's partially cured gel. You put the stickers on. I trim it. I trim the edge with nail scissors as close as I can to the edge of my nail. Cure it under the light. And then what I will do is I will then use a nail clipper and clip the end off and then file it. And then I cure it again. Everyone has their own way, but the only drawback to these is that after a while, my hair will get caught underneath of the edges of them. And a lot of people have said that, but I'm good with it. I can live with it. I really, really like them. Yeah, really, really enjoying. And the ombre ones that I have on now, they're gorgeous. I forget what it's called. I don't even remember what the name of it's called. But yeah, Saturday, I'm trying to think, what did we do during the day? I did some stuff around here. We went to dinner with my stepdaughter and her boyfriend. They came back to the house and we watched some game shows and stuff for a little bit. They left about 9 o'clock. And then we went to bed not shortly after that. We were up pretty early on Saturday. And then Sunday, we had groceries delivered. My stepdaughter came over again to visit for a little bit. And I was actually tired on Sunday. I started a new book. I finished That Weekend by Kara Thomas. Very, very good. Highly recommend. I actually started a book, one of my, vintage teen paperback books, Sweet 16, and I'm like halfway through it. I read a bunch yesterday. So we just like lazed around, kind of. Bill and I did go out to the grocery store because when I Instacarted our grocery order, they were out of some stuff, and so we actually went to the store. We went to an organic grocery store. It's called Sprouts. We went there and got some stuff, and I actually got a keto cereal that actually is pretty good. It's by Catalina. I think it's Catalina. And this organic grocery store doesn't have like the normal stuff that you would find like in a Giant or Safeway or anything. It has like a ton of keto and low carb stuff. It's pricey. That bag of cereal was $7.99. But I'm glad we have those options to go there. I've even Instacarted. The whole reason we even went there was that is where we get our cauliflower pizza crust. My husband loves it. I love it. We had it last night for dinner. It's so delicious. He does such a good job with the pizza. We use Rao's pizza sauce, mozzarella cheese, and then he puts mushrooms and olives on my side, and he puts pepperoni and olives on his side. It's so good. So we went there to get that, and I buy like 2 boxes. One box has 2 pizza crust in it, and yeah, I bought 2 boxes, but we walked around literally the entire store because I bought some hummus and some crackers because I haven't put on any weight, but I also haven't lost any weight in the last 2 weeks. And I am edging more towards really hardcore doing intermittent fasting again and not so much doing extreme low carb like I was. So I've started to listen to Jen Stevens has a podcast, and I have Spotify on my phone, and I actually went on there this morning, and she has the podcast has 226 episodes, and I've never listened to one. So I listened to episode 2 today. Episode 1 is not on there, but it just introduces the host of it and how they got to intermittent fasting. Episode 2 was good. It's good to hear their journey and everything. I'm very curious to just continue to listen. I think I'm going to start listening to it when I'm diamond painting, when I am stitching, because that way I can concentrate on what I'm doing and not have to constantly look up at my iPad or my phone. And I also found some other podcasts that I want to listen to as far as mental health. I've gotten to the point almost where I don't want to watch any YouTube videos that are negative. I know I've said that before. We have to guard what we allow into our brain, right? Because it can affect, as far, for how I feel, it affects how I conduct myself. So I am aiming to listen to more things that are going to help me. Not that I can't ever listen to a drama podcast or something like that, but, and of course I'm going to be doing true crime stories, but yeah, I feel like I'm edging more towards that. So Friday night, I ate dinner at fucking 10 o'clock. Yeah, I love to do that. Bill went to bed because he had been up since 4:15. And I wound up watching the last 2 episodes of American Horror Stories. Now, the new season of American Horror Story starts tomorrow on Tuesday. And they've been hyping it, so we will see. But episode 6 of American Horror Stories, the premise was good, but fell short. Episode 7, I really liked. Episode 7 tied all the way into the beginning of the series of American Horror Stories. So yeah, I watched those 2 episodes on Friday night. I just could not go. When I work late, I can't go right to bed. I didn't go to bed till 12. And then last night, I actually wound up watching. Hulu has a series called Fantasy Island, and it's based off the premise of the old show from the 70s. And also the movie from Blumhouse, if you saw the movie. And it's about people that go to this island, and it can make your fantasy come true, whatever your fantasy is. And the island can kind of like it has supernatural powers where it can read your mind and know what you really need. And they always profile 2 people in each episode. So there were only 2 episodes up there, and I watched them both, and they were pretty good. I like the premise of it. Okay. And like I said, I am off work today, so I got up this morning. I actually journaled. I want to start journaling again. I think it's really important to get your thoughts down on paper. And I have a bunch of journals. So I did some journaling. I'm going to clean the house today. I want to walk on the treadmill, record. I have a bunch of stuff to do. So one of the biggest things that I want to try to overcome is not rushing through my life. I feel like because I do so much in the course of a day, especially when I'm working, when I have a job, and the big arbitration starts next Monday, I'm rushing in the morning to get everything done that I want to get done. And I want to start getting up earlier. I really want to change myself in that way. Want to start getting up earlier so I'm not rushing through my morning and then starting my work day. So aiming to do that as well. I don't want to rush through my life and just try to just be busy, busy, busy and get all of this stuff done. I need to relinquish that control. If I don't get something done, I'm not a bad person. It's okay. Yeah. Okay. True crime story. And I'm jotting down the time so I can put it, because I know not everyone enjoys the chitty chat. Okay, so today's story is called The Murder Mystery Weekend Killing. Okay. So in January of 1998, the marriage of Kim and Steve Ricco was on the rocks. Kimberly, 32, was a surgical technician, while Steve, 35, was a golf course superintendent. The couple had met in 1984 and were married in 1989. They had an 8-year-old daughter, Anna. The family lived in the city of Laurel. Hey, they're in my part of the town. Laurel's only about 20 minutes from me. The family lived in the city of Laurel between Washington, D.C. and Baltimore, Maryland. Kim was a soccer mom who often drove Anna and her friends to games and practices. Wait a minute. Okay, I was just seeing how long it was. Stephen, a big guy at 6'4" and 240 pounds, had been an all-star football player in high school. Steve certainly appeared to be devoted to his family. When he got his job at a Baltimore country club, he was interviewed by his future boss. And during the interview, when his boss asked him what his 3 top priorities were, Steve replied, "My wife, my daughter, and my job," in that order. Okay, yeah, I agree. I mean, your job should not be number one. Oh, by the way, I am not having trouble, but managing all of that fabric, even with the magnetic cable ties. I like that I can turn this piece upside down, though, to get to either side, because it's a lot easier, because I'm right-handed, to flip it around, and because I'm stitching upside down right now, and being able to do that. But each time, like when I get done this section that evening, I had to take the fabric out and flip it around, because the next part that I have to stitch on this is on the top left of what you're seeing. There's like a whole bunch of green in there, and then everything in the center. So yeah, that fabric is just, it's so much a fat half. Okay. Something, though, began to go seriously wrong during the summer of 1997. Kim began having an affair and asked Steve for a divorce. Oh, shit. Steve, who was still very much in love with his wife, refused, and the couple started seeing a marriage counselor. However, Kim had no intention on trying to save the marriage and continued her affair. Damn, okay. Why waste, though, going to counseling then? What's the point? With Steve balking at a divorce, Kim began to look for an alternate solution. Oh, Lord. Here we go. She offered a coworker $50,000 if she would help her murder Steve. Dude, no. No. So you think you're going to murder your husband? See, these people think they can do this and get away with it. No. Oh, by the way, I have a new member to the channel, Linda Gilliam. Linda, thank you so very much. I appreciate so much all of the people who still continue to support the channel through being a patron, a member of the channel, or buying me a coffee, because all of those avenues are really because you like me and you want to support the channel. So very, very much appreciated. Thank you so much. Okay, so the coworker declined the offer and told no one about the conversation. Good on that person, thank God. By the time 1998 rolled around, Kim believed that she needed to take matters into her own hands. Steve still had hopes of rekindling the romance. Poor Steve. Steve. Friends had given him tickets to a murder mystery weekend that was to take place on the Valentine's Day weekend at the Harbor Town Golf Resort. On Valentine's Day, Kim and Steve had dinner at the resort, which was ironically featuring The Bride Who Cried, a murder mystery which featured interaction between guests and the actors. Kim was ironically the one who solved the murder. Witnesses said later that the couple looked like they were really enjoying themselves. Steve, however, unbeknownst to him, only had a few hours left to live. So it was at 1:30 a.m. on the morning of February 15th when Kim calmly walked up to the front desk of the hotel and said, "I think my room is on fire." Calmly? If your room was on fire, you would be frantic, I'm imagining, and running up there and saying, "Oh my God, my room is on fire." You would be hysterical, right? And you would have tried to get your spouse out. The couple was staying in the cottages just outside the hotel, and asked if anyone was in the room. Kim replied, "Yes, I think my husband is." A hotel employee and a guest raced to the cottage while another hotel employee called 911. The two men dragged Steve out of the room, but it was already too late. The guest, Phil Parker, was uneasy about what he had just witnessed, and when they questioned him about Kim, he said all she kept saying was that she wanted to see his dead body, but I don't think that anyone had told her he was dead. So she already knew he was dead. Yeah. So almost from the beginning, Kim's story didn't add up. And, these never do. These people do not get away with it. She told the police that Steve had been drinking heavily that night. She said that once they got back from the murder mystery dinner, Steve demanded sex. Demanded? Okay. However, no one remembers seeing Steve drink. In fact, the couple's bar tab was only $5.50, which doesn't take you very far these days. Yeah, they didn't drink. They probably got soda because there's no way that $5.50 would have been one drink, maybe. Kim said she left the hotel because of the argument and then got lost. She said that after several hours, she found her way back to the hotel only to see the room in flames. Sus. Yeah. By the time the firefighters arrived, the fire had pretty much burned itself out. And what was left looked odd, to say the least. The upper half of Steve's body was badly burned, but the fire had caused very little damage to the room. A box of cigars, with one missing, was found beside his corpse, as well as a number of beer cans. Steve's friends told investigators that Steve never smoked and that he definitely didn't smoke cigars. An autopsy was performed, which revealed that Steve did not have any alcohol in his system, despite the fact that his wife had said he had been drinking heavily that night. Nor was there any carbon monoxide in his system, which indicated to investigators that Steve has stopped breathing before the fire started. So what at first had looked like a tragic accident was now looking like murder, and all eyes were on Kim. Of course they were. So evidence, much of it circumstantial, pointed to Kimberly, and she was arrested 3 months after Steve's death. So 3 months, you would probably be on pins and needles, I'm guessing. She was charged with murder as well as arson. The trial began in 1999. The defense clung to Kim's story that her inebriated husband had accidentally set the room on fire while smoking and had to have died from smoke inhalation. They also suggested that toxic pesticides, which Kim worked with in her job, could have contributed to Steve's death. Defense attorney Harry Trainer is quoted as saying, "No medical doctor, pathologist, or toxicologist can reliably tell us the cause of Stephen's death." The prosecution claimed that Kim used, here's a big chemical, succinylcholine, to incapacitate her husband. Succinylcholine is used during surgeries to induce muscle relaxation and short-term paralysis. Kind of like, have you guys seen the movie What Lies Beneath with Harrison Ford and Michelle Pfeiffer? Harrison Ford is a doctor or like a scientist, and he is trying to perfect this chemical that will paralyze a person, but they're still aware. And not to spoil the movie, but he winds up using it on Michelle Pfeiffer at the end of the movie. It's such a good movie. I've seen that movie many, 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 many times. It's one I can watch over and over and over. It's so good. So that reminds me of that. The prosecution also claimed that it was probable that Stephen had died from an overdose of the drug. Medical examiner David Fowler told the court that the drug is undetectable in a matter of minutes. Yes, I think that's the same chemical as in that movie. The prosecution also called the co-worker of Kim's who testified that she was offered $50,000 if she helped knock off Kim's husband. This occurred in 1998. Stephen died on February 14th. Another friend testified that Kim told her that she had been planning to give Steve a drug that would paralyze him. Kim had told yet another friend how she could set a fire to kill her husband and get away with it. Again, why don't you keep your friggin' yap shut? Can we stop being so freaking dumb? People don't keep their mouth shut. If you're going to kill somebody, don't jibby jab to everyone you know about it. Come on. Terry Armstrong met Kim at a restaurant on New Year's Eve. She testified that Kim talked about different ways that she could kill her husband. Can you imagine if your friend or someone started talking about ways to kill their husband? You would be like, what? Are you insane? Like, what the hell is wrong with you, right? Rachel McCoy couldn't believe what she was hearing from her old college roommate, and she is quoted as saying, I asked her about getting a divorce, but she seemed to believe that this was a better idea and easier. I tried to calm her down and get her to stop crying. I tried to poke holes in her plan. Yeah, tried to say, don't be a dum-dum. You're not going to get away with murder. So what about motive? Because we know money, honey, right? We know money is always a motive in these things. So Kim was having an affair with a Marine. Remember, Kim had been having an affair all this time, who had been stationed at the Pentagon. Then there was the small matter of $400,000 in life insurance. That's not a small matter. That's a chunk of change. During the trial, Kim had told a friend that I don't care what anyone says, it wasn't for the money. What exactly wasn't for the money, right? And Kim just couldn't keep her yap shut. It's likely she would have been convicted anyhow, but her incriminating comments to friends did nothing to aid her defense. On January 16, 1999, Kim was found guilty on both charges of murder and arson. The mandatory sentence in Maryland for first-degree murder is life in prison. Did not know that. Take a note. And on March 19, 1999, that was the sentence handed down by Judge William Horn. A 30-year sentence for the arson conviction was tacked on to run concurrently. So she's going to serve both terms together. But she's not getting out. Life in prison. Yeah. So all of Kim's appeals have been turned down, and she is currently serving her sentence in the Maryland Correctional Institution for Women in Jessup, Maryland. So Jessup is about a half hour from me. Yeah. Oh, we have a detention center that's only like 10 minutes from the house. It's like right across the street from Costco. Yeah, it is. Costco, Home Depot's there. It's right across the street. Yep. Okay. Ooh, tomorrow's story is an old one. We love the old ones. All right, guys. So I hope you enjoyed seeing this stitch with me and seeing how, this recliner is in my office. So this is how I stitch in the evening. I have my daylight lamp on the left of me because I'm right-handed. So if I have it on my right, it casts a shadow. Do you know what I mean? And like I said, the tripod is behind me. And in my stitching vlog for this week, I will show the tripod so you guys can see it and how I have it set up. So I hope you guys all have a great Monday. As always, if you have any questions, please leave them in the comments section below, and I will answer them to the best of my ability. Thank you so much for watching and subscribing, and I will see you in my next video. Bye, guys.